In this video, we're gonna mention about IMDB top 10 best horror movies. If you didn't subscribe our channel yet, please don't subscribe and don't like our video. Our number 10 countdown is The Monkey. This is based on Stephen King's story, is a 2025 horror film directed by Osgood Perkins. Twin brothers Bill and Hal, Theo James and Elijah Wood, discover their father's cursed monkey toy in the attic, triggering gruesome deaths. After discarding it, they drift apart, but years later, the killings resume, forcing them to reunite and destroy the toy. The film blends folk horror with psychological dread, as the brothers confront their fractured bond and the toy's malevolent power. Its eerie atmosphere, driven by Perkins' signature slow burn style, evokes Hereditary's unsettling tone. The cast, including Tatiana Maslany and Christian Convery, adds emotional depth to the supernatural terror. Practical effects bring the monkey's sinister presence to life, amplifying the horror. The monkey explores grief, guilt, and legacy, making it a chilling, character-driven addition to the 2025 horror slate. Our number 9 countdown is Final Destination, Bloodlines.
Will it pass you by?
This is the 6th installment in the horror franchise. Hits theaters May 16, 2025. Directed by Zach Lipovsky and Adam Stein, it follows Stefani, Caitlin Santawana, a college student plagued by nightmares foretelling her family's doom. Returning home, she seeks the one person, William Bloodworth, Tony Todd, who can break the curse tied to her family's past. The story centers on a family cursed after their matriarch saved lives at Seattle's Space Needle, with death now hunting them. The film shakes up the series' formula, exploring a generational curse rather than a single group cheating death. Its inventive, gory kills, like a tattoo artist's fiery demise, retain the franchise's signature creativity. With a fresh cast, including Breck Basinger and Teo Briones, and a nod to the original's roots, Bloodlines blends nostalgia with bold twists, aiming to revitalize the series for its 25th anniversary. Our number 8 countdown is The Gorge. The Gorge is a 2025 action horror hybrid blending survival thrills with supernatural dread. Two elite operatives, stationed on opposite sides of a mysterious gorge, form a bond while guarding their posts. When an ancient evil emerges from the chasm, they must unite to survive its relentless onslaught. The film's high-octane pacing, paired with claustrophobic settings, creates relentless tension. The gorge itself, shrouded in mist and legend, becomes a character, its depths hiding unspeakable horrors. The leads, whose chemistry grounds the chaos, deliver gritty, physical performances. Director Scott Derrickson leans into practical effects, making the creature designs visceral and terrifying. While the plot remains shrouded, it promises a mix of the descent's primal fear and edge of tomorrow's tactical intensity. The Gorge stands backslash and standout in the 2025 lineup, offering a fresh take on survival horror with global appeal. Our number 7 countdown is The Substance. This is a provocative body horror satire directed by Coralie Fargeet. Demi Moore stars as Elizabeth Sparkle, a fading celebrity who takes a black market drug to create a younger, perfect clone of herself, Margaret Qualley. The catch: they must share time, alternating weeks of existence. When the balance breaks, their rivalry spirals into grotesque chaos. Fargeet's bold visuals, vivid colors, distorted close-ups, amplify the visceral horror of aging and self-destruction. Moore delivers a fearless performance, blending vulnerability and ferocity, while Qualley's eerie mimicry adds uncanny tension. The film skewers Hollywood's obsession with youth and beauty, blending dark humor with shocking gore. Its pacing, though deliberate, builds to a delirious, blood-soaked climax. Released in 2024, The Substance garnered acclaim for its audacious style and feminist edge, resonating with audiences seeking bold, unsettling cinema. It's a twisted meditation on identity that lingers long after the credits. Our number 6 countdown is Niseratu.
I'm ready.
Robert Eggers' Niseratu reimagines the 1922 silent classic, delivering a gothic horror masterpiece. A reworking of Dracula, it follows a haunted young woman and the obsessive vampire, Count Orlok, whose pursuit unleashes terror. Set in a bleak 19th century Europe, the film drips with atmosphere, from fog-shrouded castles to desolate villages. Eggers' meticulous craftsmanship, evident in detailed production design and eerie cinematography, creates a suffocating sense of dread. The cast, including Bill Skarsgård as Orlok, brings raw intensity, with Skarsgård's grotesque transformation chillingly unforgettable. The story weaves obsession, sacrifice, and supernatural horror, staying faithful to its source while amplifying emotional depth. Eggers balances visceral scares with a meditative pace, letting the horror simmer. Released in late 2024, Nosferatu earned critical praise for its bold vision and haunting imagery, cementing Eggers as a modern horror auteur. Its timeless terror and visual splendor make it a standout in the 2025 horror landscape. Our number 5 countdown is 28 years later.
Day of judgment. My children!
28 years later, the long-awaited sequel to 28 Days Later expands the Rage virus saga. Set decades after the initial outbreak, it follows a group of survivors on a small island, isolated from the mainland's horrors. When one member ventures to the mainland on a mission, they uncover mutated infected and other survivors, warped by years of chaos. Directed by Danny Boyle, the film retains the frenetic, visceral energy of its predecessors, with stark cinematography and a pulsating score. The story explores humanity's evolution in a post-apocalyptic world, blending action, horror, and existential dread. The cast, including new and returning faces, grounds the high-stakes narrative with raw emotion. While specific plot points remain under wraps, the film promises to push the franchise's boundaries, introducing new threats and societal dynamics. Its focus on mutation and survival adds a fresh layer to the series, making it a gripping continuation that honors its roots while forging a bold path forward. Our number 4 countdown is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I just have one question.
The 2025 reboot of I Know What You Did Last Summer revives the 90s slasher classic with a modern twist. A group of friends, haunted by a gruesome incident from their past, are hunted by a stalker who knows their secret. The film leans into psychological horror, amplifying the paranoia and guilt of its young ensemble. Unlike the original, this iteration explores the impact of social media and surveillance, with the killer using technology to torment their victims. Directed with a sharp eye for suspense, it balances nostalgic nods, like the iconic hook-wielding figure, with fresh scares. The coastal setting, with its foggy docks and isolated beaches, enhances the claustrophobic dread. The cast, featuring rising stars, delivers believable chemistry, making their unraveling friendships relatable. While plot details remain sparse, the film promises a bloody, inventive take on the franchise, focusing on survival and betrayal. Set for release amid a packed 2025 summer slate, it aims to recapture the teen horror zeitgeist while updating the formula for a new generation. Our number 3 countdown is Ash. Ash is directed by Flying Lotus, is a sci-fi horror film with a retro 80s vibe, evoking Alien and Memento. Ria Ortiz, Isa Gonzalez, wakes on a distant planet, discovering her space station crew brutally killed. Suffering from amnesia, she struggles to piece together the events leading to the massacre. When Brian, a fellow crew member, Aaron Paul, arrives claiming to respond to her distress call, Ria's paranoia grows, unsure if he's friend or foe. The film's tight narrative unfolds through Ria's fragmented perspective, blending body horror with psychological suspense. Its atmospheric tension, driven by stark visuals and a haunting score, immerses viewers in Ria's disorienting reality. Flying Lotus crafts a lean, unsettling story that avoids over-explaining, letting the mystery of the crew's fate linger. Gonzalez's raw performance anchors the film, capturing Ria's desperation and resilience. Ash stands out for its minimalist approach, weaving Cronenberg-esque dread with a nod to classic sci-fi horror, making it a compelling, cerebral addition to the genre. Our number 2 countdown is Until Dawn.
Hold on. What is that?
This is a horror film adapted from the 2015 interactive video game, delivering a suspenseful slasher experience. Set in a remote valley, it follows Clover and her friends, who venture into the wilderness to uncover the truth behind Clover's sister Melanie's disappearance. Their exploration of an abandoned visitor center turns deadly as a masked killer stalks and murders them, only for the group to awaken, trapped in a time loop reliving the same night. Each cycle introduces a new, more terrifying threat, forcing the group to survive until dawn to break the curse. With a limited number of lives, their hope dwindles as they unravel the valley's dark secrets. Directed by David F. Sandberg, the film stars Ella Rubin, Peter Stormare, and Odessa Asian, blending visceral horror with psychological tension. Its innovative time loop mechanic, inspired by Happy Death Day, keeps audiences on edge, while the remote setting amplifies the claustrophobic dread. Until Dawn taps into classic slasher tropes but refreshes them with its cyclical narrative, making it a standout in the 2025 horror lineup. Our number 1 countdown is Sinners. Set in 1932 Clarksdale, Mississippi, Sinners is a gothic horror film directed by Ryan Coogler, blending vampire lore with racial and musical themes. Twin brothers Smoke and Stack, played by Michael B. Jordan, return from Chicago to open a juke joint, funded by stolen mob money. Their cousin Sammy, an aspiring guitarist, joins them, ignoring warnings about the supernatural power of blues music. The joint becomes a battleground when vampires, led by the menacing Remick, attack, turning patrons and threatening the survivors. Annie, Smoke's estranged wife, uses folk remedies like pickled garlic juice to fend off the undead, who can only be killed by sunlight, silver, or wooden stakes. The film explores vampirism as a metaphor for freedom and oppression, with Remick offering immortality to escape racism. Coogler's direction, paired with Ludwig Göransson's blues-infused score, creates a chilling, seductive atmosphere. The film's layered narrative, drawing from Dusk Till Dawn and Near Dark, balances gore with wistful reflections on unity, leaving viewers haunted by its unresolved mysteries. Sinners grossed over $168 million, earning acclaim for its storytelling and cultural depth.